talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice.
You play to win the game.
It's time for your daily sports update with
Timbo Slice.
How's it going, Timbo Slice?
Doing great, morning Diva. Just ready for the weekend to start. How about you?
Yeah, me too, man. What's going on?
Got our sports schedule for today and the rest of the weekend, since I won't be here to give you your schedule all weekend long, and some smattering of news, and my NFL picks, not 5, there's only 4 games this weekend, so I'm going to go out on a limb and pick all 4 games. Starting off your schedule, at 10 a.m. today, the GoDaddy.com Bowl. Middle Tennessee plays Miami of Ohio. That game also replays at 10 p.m. tonight. And also at 10 a.m. on AFN Extra, the Oklahoma City Thunder travel to Dallas to take on the Mavericks. Dirk Nowitzki will sit out that game with the bad back. 6th straight game he's missed. 12:30, also on Extra, the Denver Nuggets travel to Sacramento to play the Kings. At 5 p.m. on AFN Sports, some college basketball. The Xavier Musketeers travel to Cincinnati to take on the Cincinnati Bearcats. Also on AFN Sports, at 7 p.m. some college basketball. The Northwestern Wildcats travel to Illinois to take on the Fighting Illini. Saturday, 1 a.m., St. Mary's college basketball is at Loyola Marymount. That's a West Coast Conference game. 10 a.m. on AFN Sports, the Cotton Bowl. The LSU Tigers take on the Texas A&M Aggies. That game replays at 9 p.m. Also 10 a.m. on AFN Extra Saturday, Houston Rockets at the Orlando Magic. 1:30 on AFN Sports. The New York Knicks travel to Phoenix to take on the Suns. Mike D'Antoni returning to Phoenix. And at 5 p.m., it's the old 1AA, now they call it the FCS championship game. Delaware takes on Eastern Washington, that game being played in Chattanooga of all random places. Sunday, 1 a.m., AFN Extra, West Virginia travels to take on Georgetown in college basketball. 2 a.m., the BBVA Compass Bowl. Never heard of that one before, but it's the Pitt Panthers taking on the Kentucky Wildcats. Game replays on AFN Extra at 5 p.m. 3 a.m. on AFN Extra, Kansas State takes on Oklahoma State in college basketball. 5 a.m. on Extra, more college basketball. Florida State and Virginia Tech. At 6:30, the NFL action kicks off with your first wild card game. The New Orleans Saints travel to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. That game replays at 5 p.m. 7 a.m. on Extra, Vanderbilt takes on South Carolina in college basketball. 9 a.m. on AFN Extra, the Indiana Pacers travel to Atlanta to take on the Hawks. More NBA action. 10 a.m. on AFN Sports, the New York Jets travel to Indianapolis to play the Indianapolis Colts. Game replays at 9 p.m. And at 12:30 on Extra, the Columbus Blue Jackets take on the LA Kings in some NHL action. At 8 p.m., college basketball, the UConn Huskies take on the Texas Longhorns. And at 10 p.m., also on Extra college basketball, the Air Force Blue Falcons take on, I think they're the Blue Falcons. I don't really know. I think they might be the Falcons. Yeah. Air Force takes on the BYU Cougars in college basketball. And on Monday at midnight on AFN Extra, the St. John's, don't know what their team name is anymore. They're the Red Storm now. Take on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. St. John's just upset Georgetown earlier this week, looking for another upset. 3 a.m. on AFN Sports, the Ravens take on the Chiefs in a wild card game. Also 3 a.m. on Extra, the Sacramento Kings travel to Toronto to take on the Raptors in some NBA action. 5:30 on Extra, some more NBA action. The Golden State Warriors are at the Los Angeles Clippers. And finally at 6:30, your very last NFL game of the weekend, the Green Bay Packers at the Philadelphia Eagles. And in some sports news, as they go through their worst regular season since acquiring Pau Gasol, the Lakers drama continues. Khloe Kardashian and Lamar Odom are getting their very own reality show. That's
wow.
Right. Clomar is getting their own spin-off show on E!
What is it called? Clomar?
No, that's what I call them.
Oh.
You know, you had Benifer and Brangelina.
Yeah.
I call them Clomar.
Wow.
Clomar is getting their own reality show.
Now, did you coin that, or did you pick that up from somewhere else? Clomar.
My favorite sports writer, a guy named Bill Simmons, created the term Clomar. I think.
Nice.
Yeah. And I'm not sure, the name Diana Taurasi probably rings a bell for some of you. If you're not sure why, it's because she's one of the best women's basketball players in the world. She was cut from a Turkish league team Little known secret, because the WNBA salaries are so low, all the women's players take off-season jobs in foreign leagues. So she was playing in Turkey. She was cut because she tested positive for the stimulant modafinil. I hope I'm saying that right. But it's a stimulant. It's prescribed to counter excess sleepiness. She did not have a prescription for it. Her A sample was positive. They waited for her B sample to come in. It was also positive, so they cut her. Not her first substance abuse incident. In 2009, she was arrested for DUI with a .17 blood alcohol level. That's twice the legal limit.
Wow.
So, and in some college/NFL news, Andrew Luck, the presumed #1 pick if he'd come out, is skipping the NFL draft to return to Stanford for another season.
Wow, you don't see that often.
No, not that often, but he says he wants to finish his architecture degree, and
nice.
because there's no guarantee that he's going to be in the NFL forever. Smart decision on his part.
It is.
Meanwhile, his coach, Jim Harbaugh, is still one of the most wanted men by the NFL. We told you yesterday he interviewed with the 49ers. Well, the Miami Dolphins owner flew out to Stanford to meet with him, and the Denver Broncos would also like an interview with Jim Harbaugh. So he is coveted by several NFL teams. And Vince Young, his days in Tennessee are over. It's not official yet because of salary cap reasons, but the Titans have said they will cut ties with Vince Young and stick with head coach Jeff Fisher. There was a huge falling out between the two. One of the two was not going to be back next season, and Titans owner Bud Adams decided to stick with Fisher, and Young is gone. And in some NBA news, Kobe Bryant leads the All-Star voting this year by a wide margin, probably because a lot of the talent this year is in the East. It's really a five-way battle for the lead in the East between Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Rajon Rondo, Kevin Garnett, and Dwight Howard are all within distance of each other for first place. And my picks against the spread this weekend, the New Orleans Saints giving 10 points at Seattle. Take the Saints. They can't make that line high enough. The New York Jets travel to Indianapolis and are getting 2.5 points. Take the points and the Jets. Kansas City is getting 3 points at home against Baltimore. Take the points there too. And Philadelphia giving 2.5 against Green Bay. Give the 2.5 and take the Eagles. I like Philly outright for the win there. For more, that's it for me. In case you missed something on the schedule, go to afnkorea.net and remember to email or send your questions to the Facebook page, and we will answer them on the air. That does it for me. Hope you all have a great weekend. I'm the sports guru, Timbo Slice.
Are you kidding me? That's all I got to say. Makes me want to puke.